Cancer. Hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-May 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Cancerians. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guides and spirit team, talk to me about Cancer in mid-May, please. What messages, energies, insights, all that good stuff. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Cancer. Please and thank you. Talk to me about my good friends, my guides. What energies do we have swirling around this week? Whoa, okay, beautiful way to start. And I haven't seen her in quite a while for any sign. We have this lovely Empress energy leading you off, which is really, really nice. Now, before we fully dive into it, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the May subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk a little bit more about this card. So as you can see, it's a beautiful, lovely piece of imagery here. We have this goddess figure, and I always link it to the Empress, although this is just an oracle deck. We see this woman. She is in the midst of all the nature, the flora, the fauna, the animals, the plants. It's really a lovely type of energy I always pick up off of this. Notice she has the tree of life on her back. So to me, when I see this card, I think of blessings and abundance from spirit. So whether you're going through like a tough time, a medium time, a good time, even, spirit is just reiterating to you that, hey, Cancer, you might have something really good coming in. Now, this card does also link to fertility, motherhood, and anything along those lines, creation, manifestation. It's just really an overflowing type of energy. When we look at the rougher aspects of this card, and I don't want to read a negative into a positive, but sometimes this could represent something that's a little stubborn, something that's sticking around. So whether it's an emotion or a situation, we'll just see when we get into the whole reading itself. But I just always say that this is a really good sign. So even if the energies we see within the reading this week are a little rough, we have that silver lining, which is like, oh, everything will be okay. You got some good things moving towards you. So we're just going to put her right there. She could keep chilling with the animals. Let's get into tarot now. And yeah, I always say the first card here, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the Cancerians in mid-May. And we're getting close to your birthday season, kind of, right? But yeah, while we get this deck ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled A Karmic Situation. And the big vibe I was picking up in last week's reading, it was highlighting a situation that you might either be going through or something you had to go through. Like it was kind of in your life's contract, if that made sense. Like it was meant to be. You were meant to experience something. You were meant to go through something, which isn't always easy. Sometimes it could be good. Sometimes it could be really rough. But we're going to see what energies we have for you this week. As you know, energies are very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you. Because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Let's get it going now. 3 cards to start us off. What do we got for the Cancerians here in mid-May? Quick, very first shuffle. Okay, we have the 8 of Pentacles in position number 1. This is a very diligent type of energy. We are starting with action, which is always a good thing in my book. So let's get that 8 of Pentacles right there, working hard on something. We're wanting to like give your energy to something here. For a lot of you, career could be in play, and we'll talk about that a little more. Okay, so there could be possible delays here in the center, or some of you might need a rest. Okay, straight up. And I don't want to read too much yet before we have the whole spread out. But when we go from 8 of Pentacles to the 4 of Swords, you might really need to rest, okay, or break, or to take it easy a little bit. Okay, very stern, serious Queen of Swords right here on the back end. For some of you, I don't know why the term mind over matter is coming up for a lot of you. All right, let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. So at first glance, I'm looking down here. We have an interesting mixture of elements at play, because we do have a a nice solid earthy presence right here in the front. Then we have this airy, quick moving type of energy here in the back. Now, swords are air element. They represent the mind, so the thought process, but also communication. So we're really going to want to dig into this like much deeper with the different energies that we have at play, because one is much more long lasting, the other one is fleeting, if that makes sense. So let's go through one by one and really start to build this out. So position number one, the Eight of Pentacles. I was already given a little detail about this card. It is one of my favorites in the whole entire deck. And we see this individual there. They're at a workbench. Looks like they're creating and making those pentacles. So this is the biggest card I link to career and work, what you do for a living, how you earn money. If we're not talking about your career or anything in regards to work, this Eight of Pentacles is just effort. Somebody wanting to work on something, somebody wanting to put energy towards something. So whether it's a business, whether it's a creative pursuit or endeavor like art and things like that, to me, this is a really nice card of putting effort in. This is an action card, even though it's pentacle energy. It's like slow, steady effort, slow, steady progress. Now, if none, that's more of the positive aspect of it. But as with all cards, there could be challenges linked to this as well. Sometimes it could be someone that's working a little too hard, doing a little too much, doing the most, actually, when this card is here. So there might be something you're putting a lot of effort into, and it could be taking a little bit of a toll on you. For some of you, it could be a person in your life that's a bit of a workaholic, where it's like, you know, career-minded only type of energy. And it's also a warning to pace yourself whenever we see it, especially with the card that we have coming up next. But I always read it as a positive until the clarifiers tell me otherwise. Now, moving to the center, we do have this beautiful Four of Swords, extremely spiritual. Now, it is air energy, and you see this person, it's like they're taking a nap, they're having a little snooze, so it could represent rest, literally. So when we go from this card of effort to having a rest, some of you might need a vacation, you might need to rest a little bit, recuperate, recharge when this is here. The Four of Swords is highly spiritual, so it could represent deep state meditation, it could represent altered states of consciousness. These are things that could really interest you in this time when the Four of Swords is in the mix. And usually I like it because it could represent taking a step back, taking a break, and letting something recharge or refresh. But there's a challenge here as well. Sometimes this could be something that's not moving, or something that's not working, or not putting any effort in. So when we go from like, I'm putting a lot of effort in, I'm trying, I'm working hard, into this Four of Swords, it's like, all right, well, I'm doing all this, what are you doing? It's like a little lopsided in the energy, if that makes sense. So we'll look into this deeper, of course. And yeah, it could just be a situation or an issue you're having that's like just sticking around a little bit. Even though it's air energy, the Four of Swords is not really moving. No fours really move, if that makes any sense. Now, getting to the back end, we have a bit of a peculiar energy. We have the Queen of Swords. Now, for a portion of you, it might just be linked to an air sign. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, possible. It's not gender specific. The Queen of Swords could also represent older feminine figures in our life. And when I see her, I think of a planner. I think of someone that is very stern, honest, straightforward, to the point, no BS, no nonsense. And she is stern in her ways. So sometimes she could show up when there's a situation you're going through that is serious, or there's something coming up that you should take seriously when she's in the mix. The rougher side of the Queen of Swords, it could be someone that's a little hurtful. Okay, it could be someone that's like cold with their words, cold with their emotions, cold with their actions. So in this time, watch out for anyone that fits that bill. A big thing with the Queen of Swords, I always say, aside from the seriousness, like the King, she is a planner, right? She's a strategist. So this could represent somebody like strategizing something or planning something. So you might have something in the works. Maybe this is someone you're linked to that has something in the works or is being planned. But I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's jump in and clarify. Let's get a good shuffle here for Cancer, please. God, Spirit Team, what's happening? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Eight of Pentacles. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Cancer, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Eight of Pentacles time. Why is it here for my friends? Thank you. Seven of Cups. Okay, for a lot of you, this could be a lot of good options coming in. For a portion of you, if you feel like you're in a space where there's like not much you could pivot to do, or there's not many options that you have on your plate, this is spirit reiterating to you that, like, listen, you have a lot more opportunity and offers coming in than you think you do. This is really nice. Now, the Seven of Cups could also link to somebody's mind state. Okay, so if we're talking about career and work, this is really, really good for a lot of you, especially if you're like looking for new work or business ventures, business ideas. This is absolutely amazing. However, if we are talking about someone's mental state, mental space, not saying it's yours, when I see the Eight of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups, to me, this is someone's mind in overdrive. Okay, so we're already seeing all this sword energy, which could be mental on the back end, this queen that could be planning. Now the Eight of Pentacles with the Seven of Cups, it's like someone's mind is working, going in a lot of different places. Okay, now classically we wouldn't call like these two cards mental cards, but that's just the vibe I'm picking up, is someone's mind is in overdrive. So whether it is in regards to this strategy or just somebody, I mean, for some of you, it could even be like at night when you lay down, your mind is just going, and it's affecting your rest, affecting your sleep. I'm getting a lot of things. And that's why I'm giving this message, because this energy is flowing through me in a similar way. Okay, so I feel like for a lot of you in career, really positive energy. But once again, if we're talking about the internals, it's a little hectic here. Okay, it's a little overdrive. It could be a little warning about that too. Someone could be very much on edge. Let's keep moving forward. Let's see what's up. I mean, now would be a great time for business ideas and things like that as well. Let's keep moving. Let's see where that Four of Swords is here. I'm getting somebody's mind like in absolute overdrive. Four of Swords here. Thank you. Three of Wands in reverse, huh? Okay. Not a huge fan of what I'm feeling here, if I'm going to be honest with you. Now, is it a game changer? I wouldn't say so. It's more of like a creeping doubt that's coming up here for me here, Cancer. Four of Swords with the Three of Wands in reverse, to me, it's somebody who's like, you know what? I'm not going to be able to change it, so why even try? Like, it's giving me that type of vibe, which is kind of in opposition to what I'm feeling here in the front end, where it's like, okay, well, I got to figure out something. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. It's like two extreme ends of energy. So whether it's two people in different energies, or yourself or a person that's going through like very hot, very cold type of vibes. Now, the Three of Wands is usually a card in waiting mode, similar to this Four of Swords. Something is very close. Something is within reach. Something has been manifested. When I see it in reverse, it's telling me like, yeah, no, I don't think it is. I don't think it's coming. I don't think this is going to happen. And when I see it under the Four of Swords, I'm getting a complete lack of effort here in the center. Take that for what it's worth. Okay, whether this is someone that feels defeated in one way or another, or someone who is feeling pessimistic about a situation. And that's another thing I could say here too, for a big portion of you, whether this is a serious situation or something you've been dealing with for quite a while, there's something here that feels a little stuck. So we're going to keep moving. For a portion of you, that could literally just be it. It could just be a situation, a serious one, or one that you should take seriously. Let's keep moving over to the Queen of Swords. Then we'll do a quick recap here before we get into the shadows. Okay. And I don't feel like all this is yours. Quick, very first shuffle the card came out. Okay. I mean, this is someone who's wanting to try. All right, we have the Ten of Pentacles in the upright underneath this Queen of Swords. I do like it overall, but in the context of the whole reading and everything that I've been feeling here, I do feel like somebody is planning something for sure, and I do feel like there's possible good intentions behind it. But does it mean it's going to show out that way? I wouldn't say like in every case it would, right? Just because someone has good intentions doesn't mean it's a good idea, if that makes sense. Like, that's what I'm picking up over here. Okay, so if there is somebody in planning mode, they need to like maybe rethink some plans. The Ten of Pentacles is usually a beautiful card. Now, I could say for a lot of you, in the end, everything is going to be okay. We did have that Empress energy in the front. Now we have the Ten of Pentacles in the upright underneath the Queen of Swords. It's like, listen, everything will stabilize. Everything will be okay. This is only a temporary deal, no matter how long you've been dealing with it. But the main vibe I'm picking up here is that, yeah, someone is planning and their intentions are good, but that doesn't mean it's like the greatest thing to pursue, if that makes sense. Now, that would be dependent on your personal situation, what you're going through. For some of you, that could just be spirit telling you like, hey, everything's moving in a good direction, which would be a really good thing. But there's planning here. There's a lot of mental action going on. So someone's trying to get something moving, that's for sure, or wanting to. Let's go through and do a quick recap though, Cancer, because lots of different messages showing up in this week's reading. You only take it however it hits for you. But position number one, we have the Eight of Pentacles with the Seven of Cups in the upright. I said in regards to anything work, business, career related, this could be really good possibilities, options opening up for you. So I like this. There might be more than you think you have, but if we're talking about somebody's mental space, it's like somebody's mind is in overdrive, saying like, I need to figure this out. I need to work this out. I need to figure out a plan. It's like all over the place. It feels very overwhelming. Moving to the center, we have the Four of Swords with the Three of Wands in reverse, the complete and total opposite. Whereas this one's thinking about everything and wanting to try everything. This other one is like, yeah, what's the point? What's the point? Like, it's kind of giving me that vibe, which isn't the nicest. Okay, so whether this is you going back and forth in a certain mode or it's two separate people, very odd energy. I also said this could be a situation that you should take seriously or something you've been working against or with for quite a while. Like, this doesn't feel like something new in the center. And you might just have a very, it is what it is mindset about it. On to the back end, we have the Queen of Swords with the Ten of Pentacles in the upright. Yeah, there's an energy of someone planning to me. There's good purpose behind it, good intentions behind it, but I don't feel like for everybody it's a good idea, if that makes sense. Like, this person might want to rethink those plans. So do with that information what you will, Cancer. Please take a screenshot of that. Let's see what's in the shadows for you. All right, let's shuffle it up one time here, my guides. What do we got for Cancer, please? Guides and Spirit team. And yes, I always like to pull one of these at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see just yet. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get your one. Oh, and yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love and appreciation for all my members. I really do. Okay, let's get this shadow card out here for my good friends. What do we got for Cancer, please? Definitely a different vibe than what we had last week, that's for sure. Okay, we have the Seven of Wands, a little defensive type of energy here. So some of you might be in that mode where you're like, I'm watching, I'm waiting and watching. Okay, now this could be a very good card. Okay, whenever I see the Seven of Wands, to me, yeah, sometimes it could be someone feeling cornered or trapped or back to the wall type of energy. So you might be going through situations like that. But for a big chunk of you, when I see this Seven of Wands, it does talk about an inner determination to keep pushing and keep moving forward, which is nice, especially if you are dealing with similar things to what I was picking up within this week's reading. This is good determination that you may have within you here. Now, I do always say that the Seven of Wands could represent Spirit running you through the gauntlet. Okay, so for a small section of Cancerians, like maybe there's been a lot going on and you feel like Spirit's putting you through the ringer, the Seven of Wands could represent that. It's like me against the world type of energy. But I feel like for a lot of you, like that keep moving forward, that forward movement, that forward push, don't fall into the giving up energy that we were seeing within the reading this week. I think that's what that tells us. So Cancer, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the May subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a one-on-one personal reading with me, you could check out my digital calendar at mastermetaphysics.com. But for the May subscriber surprise, we're doing a winner's choice this month, my friends. 2 lucky subscribers will get their choice of either the Everyday Witches Tarot, which is a wonderful deck. It's one of my favorites. Or you can choose a crystal pendant of your choice from my website. They're homemade. The energy is luscious. They're beautiful. So it's winner's choice there. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments where in the world you are from. You don't have to give me your home address or anything like that. It could be your country, state, province, whatever it might be. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you again soon.